This is why I believe Dmitry Bivol will beat Artur Beterbiev in the rematch this Saturday on February 22nd. And yes, I'm very hyped to be going there as well, to the biggest card of the century. I can't wait. But yes, this is why I believe Dmitry Bivol will win the rematch. And yeah, starting off with, I think this is the big one really is, I think Bivol's much more capable at this stage of his career, especially than Artur Beterbiev, of being able to make adjustments to his game. And Bivol's style in general as well, I think is more suitable for adjustments to be made to his game than what Artur Beterbiev will make. And Artur Beterbiev will make adjustments, but Bivol's going to be more different this time around, more different than what Artur Beterbiev's going to be this time around, in my opinion. I think Bivol can make adjustments, and I think they're going to be effective adjustments as well. Such as, for example, I feel like Bivol's going to be planting his feet more in this fight. And as well, the stats say last time out as well, which I think people forget, is it was Dmitry Bivol that actually initiated most of the exchanges in that first fight. And Bivol was able to handle them very well and get the better of a lot of those exchanges. And that is what people are underestimating about Bivol going into the fight this time. And I feel like it's going to be even more better because Bivol's going to plant his feet more, and that's only going to produce even more power in Bivol's combinations that he's throwing. And I think Bivol's much more elusive with what he does as well. And you know, people forget about the fact that Bivol was starting the exchanges in that first fight, and people are saying, "Oh, if Bivol opens up too much, he's going to get knocked out." But the reality is he started the exchanges and he was very successful, and he fought smartly about it. I mean, yes, if Bivol goes in there wild, he'll get knocked out, but Bivol's not the kind of fighter who's wild with the exchanges that he initiates and starts. He's not wild with his combinations. They're very well set up and they're very different to what they are. Bivol's unpredictable. He doesn't go in there and always do the same thing with his combinations. I feel like that is what he did late on at times, though, and that might have been why, a bit of a reason why Beterbiev got more success later on in those rounds, though, because Bivol did become more unpredictable. But in those early to mid rounds, Bivol was very unpredictable with what he was doing. But eventually, he did gas out a bit. And I think he'd admit that himself. And this time I see Dmitry Bivol pacing himself much better. And I even possibly see Bivol starting the slower out of the two this time as well. But I feel like Bivol's going to want to come on late on. And that's when Bivol's going to get his success this time. And it, in my opinion, will probably look better in the eyes of the judges. Fights that go the distance and you are a smarter boxer as well, if you come on late, then, you're more convincing in the judges' eyes, in my opinion. And I feel like that's a big thing that Bivol's going to look at and bring into this fight. He's going to come on later this time. And I feel like something that Bivol will do as well is, I feel like that lead hook's going to be much more effective this time round from Dmitry Bivol. I feel like Bivol's going to be landing that lead hook more this time round. I feel like he's going to be throwing it out this time more as well, which I think is a big thing. And I think Bivol this time is probably going to be more constant with his jab this time round. And he was very constant with it in the early to mid rounds. But again, that kind of went away from him later on in that first fight. But this time round, I feel like that's going to be more consistent. And we saw what was happening when Bivol was catching Beterbiev with the jab in that first fight. It was making Beterbiev a bit hesitant at times. But I feel like that's going to be more consistent this time for Dmitry Bivol. And I feel like he'll be doubling it up more, tripling it up more. That's what I think Bivol will do. I feel like he'll have to probably mix it into the body as well. That is what I think Dmitry Bivol will do. We're going to see more body work from Bivol. But that might be the same thing from Artur Beterbiev. We'll see more body work from him. But I think Bivol overall, he's better defensively than Beterbiev. I feel like Bivol tucked up very well and took a load of big shots on the gloves in that first fight. And later on as well, that which was good from Bivol, how well he defended himself. But I also feel like this time, even if Bivol is getting backed up early on or late on this time, I feel like, he'll be throwing more counters this time and looking to, plant his feet, gain his respect, gain Beterbiev's respect this time. And I feel like at times he might have not been able to do that enough in the first fight, gain Artur Beterbiev respect. But I'm 100% sure Bivol's going to fully gain Beterbiev respect this time round with his power. He needs to, and I believe that is what he will do. That he's going to be looking for many ways in order to be able to do that. And I feel like that's a big thing which is going to get him to win this rematch. I feel like his counter is going to be much more unpredictable as well. And I think Bivol's going to look to create more angles this time round. It's going to be difficult to take the front foot against Beterbiev, but I feel like angle changes from Bivol were going to be a big thing in this fight, as it's going to be difficult it's going to be difficult to take the front foot, but we're going to see angle changes from Bivol. And I feel like Bivol's going to be fully prepared this time to fight that fight on the back foot. I think he was in the first fight, but I feel like he's going to be even more prepared for that. He probably knows, right, it's going to be really difficult to push Beterbiev back, but I'm going to have to keep my lead hand long. I think that's what Bivol needs to do. Keep that lead hand out this time round and, make it a really, really full, key factor in this fight, that constant, lead hand feint from Dmitry Bivol, some level changes added in there as well. And I think they're things that Dmitry Bivol is very capable of adding to his game. Can Artur Beterbiev add them to his game? I'm not sure at this point. I mean, there is an argument that, it was only 4 months ago and it is harder to make adjustments. I mean, that is very fair. But I think for Dmitry Bivol, I feel like he's very on the ball, and he's going to look back at him and his team are going to look back at that first footage. And I think they know what they need to improve and what they need to do to win. And I feel like, what Bivol's team would want him to do, I think Bivol's very capable of doing those things and, making those, slight, quick adjustments to his game. I feel like it's going to be interesting in my opinion. I really do. I think, a big thing from Bivol is, can he, can he back Beterbiev up on the ropes? Can he, have a quick, swift angle change? And can he, try and offload on the ropes at times on Artur Beterbiev? I think that'd be really important if Bivol can. If he can, quickly swift his angle changes and try and do that. Even if it's just for a slight second, try and be convincing, or try and, quickly just, as I said, swift around, get Beterbiev on those ropes, land a quick also combination, then move off, get his footwork going again, get his angle changes going, get those, angle feints going as well. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what Dmitry Bivol does here. And I'm confident that he will be able to make the adjustments in this rematch in order to get the win. And I feel like I feel like that lead hand as well is going to be active in Bivol's defense in order to stop Artur Beterbiev's backhand from coming through. Keep that, lead hand out, stop that backhand, make Artur Beterbiev think more about when he's going to throw that backhand, make him hesitant in this fight. That's going to be interesting. I feel like, Bivol as well, even if Beterbiev is the quicker starter and is trying to back Bivol up more in the fight, I feel like Bivol needs to make sure his counters are on point from the very off, and I think they will be. And it's only going to make Artur Beterbiev think more and make him more hesitant. That's what Bivol needs to do. Try and make Artur Beterbiev as hesitant as possible in this rematch. And I think, he's got an excellent chance. And I think he will be able to do it. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I'll speak to you on the